Alright, greetings and welcome back, gentlemen and ladiesmen, to episode 12 of Exo Plays Crinkle Corn 29. Oh, fuck this. My pen wasn't out when I was writing the whole time. I have one of those twist pens. I hadn't twisted it beforehand, or I thought I had, but apparently I hadn't. Because, I don't know, I don't feel like memorizing this. It's not like a good minigame, you know what I'm saying? If I wanted to play Simon Says, I'd play Simon Says. Or whatever that, you know, little toy you play with, like the Bop It, that's what it is. If I wanted to play Bop It, I'd play Bop It. I didn't pop in a Donkey Kong Country game to play Bop It. This level is a lot like the one... What is this called? Surf's Up? Surf's Up is a lot like the toboggan level from Mechanos. It looks a lot like it, so I guess about half of the levels in this world are creative. And then you have this one. And... Confuse, or Cliff Blast, or whatever it's called. And this level is just kind of frustrating, or I don't know. I don't know, it just feels kind of like the same shit we were doing in the Mechanos level. So this isn't one of two, so like 4 out of 6 levels are creative and different, and then 2 of them aren't. Which I guess is not bad, all things considered. And you bounced in that barrel there, you could tell because it had the banana. So we're gonna grab 30 stars real quick. So one thing I was talking about earlier, I didn't really get a chance to elaborate on more, is that I was kind of getting at this, but I feel like a lot of DKC3 just kind of looks the same, doesn't really have a lot of visual variety. And that to me is a big part of why I don't like it as much as the first two. Because it feels like the game kind of looks the same the whole time, whereas with DKC1, it didn't have the best color palette in the world, but, you know, it still felt like it had more variety going on in terms of what the settings looked like, even in terms of color. Like, you had a jungle level, you had cave levels, you had underwater levels with colorful coral in it. You had, winter levels that you got to play. Hopefully it'll respawn. There we go. This is actually a little trick you can do. And I almost never use it. This just seemed like a good opportunity because got all these enemies in the way, and it's like the easiest way to deal with them, I guess. So that is something you can do if you want to. You can bounce off this guy to get to the barrel up here. And I guess the real reason why that's a problem for me, in terms of, you know, the visual look of the game, is that I still, to this day, have no idea what the theme of Donkey Kong Country 3 was supposed to be. DKC2, or DKC1 rather, was jungle theme. It was a jungle island. It was very tropical, and all the levels were kind of built around that idea. Makes sense. When you're playing a game, when you're playing a game where you play a pair of primates who collect bananas and fight crocodiles. DKC3, or DKC2, it's pirate themed, which is so creative and fun, and that's one of the reasons why I love the game so much, is that it stands out. Every level in that game has a pirate flavor to it. Anyway, this is the Brothers Bear we forgot to meet all this time ago.
What a beautiful shell. It's just what I need to finish off me collection. Say, Kongs, would you swap that shell for me, bird? You would? That's great. Here, look after this banana bird. Har 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 har.
So Barnacle, in the original version of the game, you would meet Barnacle on the island in Lake Orangatanga. In this version of the game, obviously Bachelor Bear lives there now. So Barnacle was moved here to Pacifica, which makes sense. He's like the sea, or pirate kind of themed bear. So it makes sense that he would live near in a world called Pacifica. So, makes sense to me. Ain't got none complaints about dat. Let's see. So, this is Barbos. He is a giant lurchin. Unfortunately, there's no giant buzz boss in the game, but lurchins are basically underwater buzzes anyway, so... Because, you know, the first two games, they both had a giant zinger boss. This game, they have a giant lurchin boss. And actually, each phase of this boss does something a little bit different, which is kind of fun. There are these, mollusk missiles. An interesting difference between versions is that there's actual real sprite rotation going on in this version, so they will definitively turn in all degrees and whatnot. It's one of the few times where it feels like Unguard's Super Stab can come in useful. To help you time yourself with that. Okay, so last phase of Barbo, he will go up to the ceiling and shoot directly downwards. And much like with King Zing had a similar attack in the second game, and much like that, you basically, if you stay in the center, it's much easier to dodge hit them. Like, you can basically just sit in the spot and they won't hit you. So, that's what and if you take too long, he will start shooting again, so you gotta be quick. Oh, for some reason I thought he'd do that 3 times, whatever.
Well done, Dixie. Unguard came in handy for tackling that strange sea creature. On to the next world. Will this game ever end?
And just like that, the pathway to Chaos Core just opens. Somehow. There's no explanation as to why. By the way, you can't go down this waterfall. I guess if you did, you'd be fucked because you wouldn't be able to get to your boat, but, you know. I still, to this day, have no idea what the theme of DKC3 is supposed to be. Like, people keep telling me it's Canada themed, like apparently this game looks like Canada. Certainly my Canadian viewers who are here and listening to my commentary right now, you are welcome to tell me if that's true or not. We're going back to Boomer real quick.
Hey, you've got another one of those cogs! Put it on the machine and see if anything happens. Looks like you're gonna have to find a few more of them to fit it all together. Perhaps there are more hidden in other areas. Go on, Dixie, I reckon you can find the rest. Don't forget, there's still demolition to be done. I'm itching to press that button. Fancy giving me some coins then? Go on, have a go. Good one, Dixie, that's bought you one of Boomer's specials.
Alright, so we have unlocked the 4th level in Krematoa. And he's just talking about how the last one you need 26. Because unlike DKC2, where they had exactly the same amount of coins for every single special, because they decided to put bonus coins in the Lost World stages, they can't do that. And, you know, it's, you know, God forbid they could not have them in these levels, but this is Swoopy Salvo. I fucking hate this level. You know, and every other playthrough except for the most recent one I've done. This level is always a big fucking pain in the ass to play. And when I was doing the Game Mavericks run, I basically broke down and went, basically, I don't know, if I'm being honest, I kind of threw a tantrum just a little bit. Because this level is just so fucking long. Basically, the gimmick is that these woodpecker enemies, they're called salvos. And the salvos are coming out of holes in the sides of the tree, and you've got to dodge them. Think of them as Arabazas, the eel enemies. They serve the same function. And it's just... these ones will attach to the wall so you can use them as platforms, which is kind of creative, I guess. But what I hate about this level is that it goes on forever. The checkpoint placement's really annoying. You get to, I guess one positive is that you get to play as real squawks instead of quacks for once, which is, definitely I enjoy that aspect of it. But that's only for about half the stage, as far as I can remember. Ugh. I'll take that one, but still. It's just, every time I would play this game, except for the most recent playthrough, and that's probably because at this point I'm so practiced with this game that most levels aren't that challenging to me anymore or difficult. Every other time I played this, like I remember the first time I played this stage, like the first time I played the game, you know, that story about Disneyland and all that, I didn't play the Krematoa stages. In fact, I don't even remember if I beat the game the first time I played it. I think I got to Chaos Core and then got stuck on Lightning Lookout or something like that, and then I beat it the second time I played the game. But, you know, a few years later when I was trying to 103% the game for the first time, I remember having the damnedest fucking time playing this stage. And it was this version of the game, I do have to point out. And I don't know, it's just, I don't enjoy playing this level. I think that Stampede Sprint, as we kind of established earlier, is a level that when you don't have input lag and when you know what to do, it's fine, you can play it. This part right here is something I especially hate. Trying to time your nuts so that they hit those woodpeckers is such a pain. And then they put the fucking bonus barrel in between two spinning buzzes, which is kind of like threading a needle, you know what I'm saying? And then you have one of the most annoying green banana bonus rooms in the entire game, where fucking salvos can come from the top of the screen and nuke you out of nowhere, which is always fun. And if you hit even one, you gotta try to thread the needle between those two spinning buzzes again. And it's just like, fuck this. Couldn't they have put that easy platforming one here and then put this one where it was easy to get into? Like the balance, that feels like the more sensible way to go about it, if you ask me, but still. And we have another one of those instances where if you hit the fucking, if you miss your shot against the coin, then it just... Yeah, that's it. I gotta kill myself to try again. Whatever. Whatever, man. I'll come back for it later. I don't feel like... Not that I have much of a choice, because I would hit that fucking... You know... I already hit the midpoint barrel, so I can't go back even if I wanted. You know. Gotta beat the stage. And, I don't know, I just really just... This, like, Stampede Sprint, it's one of those levels that falls in the category of it's easy when you know what to do. This level is just kind of annoying no matter how good you are at it, if that makes any sense. And it's just like, usually when I play, Krematoa, I do it all in one session. Like, this playthrough and this playthrough and my test playthrough are the exceptions, where I decided to take my own advice and take them basically do what I do with DKC2 and not do them all in a row. Do them as I get enough bonus coins to enter them. And I do think that makes them... It makes the pills easier to swallow, if that makes any sense. I don't like these levels all that much. You know, Tyrant Twin Tussle is easily the best one. The most enjoyable, in my opinion. But, you know, they're not levels that I would willingly choose to replay. Like if I were to just pop in a completed save file for this game and just, you know, I would not choose this level to play. I would be willing to play pretty much any of the Lost World stages in 2. But with Soupy Salvo, I'm sure there are people who are just like, I didn't think this was hard, or I thought this was really easy. I enjoyed this level. Good for you, I don't. And that's all that matters. This conversation is that I don't enjoy them. That's all I'm saying. Alright, and I hate the parts where you have to jump at the salvos as they're like coming towards you. Because it's so hard to get the timing right, and you know, I guess the trick I found more recently is to bounce every 2 of them. Instead of trying to bounce every 1 of them, because the pacing of how fast you go over relative to how fast they move makes it work out that way, but still. I don't enjoy playing the stage. I think I said it was my least favorite stage in Krematoa when I did the Game Mavericks run. I'm not sure if I'd still stand by that. Like, my least favorite stage in this game, I mean. Because, believe it or not, it gets worse. in the next stage, which is a big pain in this version of the game. Actually, they made it a little bit easier in some ways, but it's just kind of a bad level. We'll get to that when we get to that, though, and that's actually a bit of a ways away after we beat the final boss. But I do highly recommend... Like, I guess what I was trying to get at earlier is that when you're doing all 5 of these levels in one run, holy shit. Like, imagine you're playing the game for the first time and you just beat Stampede Sprint. Like, I guess that's how you're supposed to get through there, but when I play the SNES version especially, I can just never time it right. I don't know what it is. So now we're back at this fucking atrocious bonus room that, I don't know, I guess key is patience, because after all, you do have plenty of time. Just wait for them to pass over so that you don't have to worry about them. And if you play your cards right, you can beat it in one try and then just move on with your life. But if you're impatient like me, chances are you'll hit one. So don't be impatient like I was. Take it slow, because you got like 40 seconds to beat this, and that's way more than enough time, even when you're being slow about it. Alright. Oh, I already got it? I swear I didn't. When did I get that? Michael, go back to the footage and show us. I guess that settles that, and I won't get to know what the verdict was until I edit, so... Yeah. Oh, fuck. Now I remember. Now I remember. I didn't get the coin. That's what I was missing. Oh, okay. So I guess I didn't fail that bonus stream after all. And, you know what I'm saying. I missed the shot and the fucking coin, because every single one had to be a coin. You couldn't have had a few stages where you could just walk up and grab it, especially the underwater ones where you can't even put a coin in there. You couldn't have had multiple kinds of puzzles you could play. It all had to be the same thing. Ugh, it's just, I don't know. Maybe that's not one of not like a huge deal or anything. I'm just saying. It's just like, I guess you could compare these kinds of things where you have to turn an animal body into a steel barrel to use on the coin to the DK coins in the second game that you got by, what was it? Like you got it from the end level bonus. So if you were off, then you couldn't get it. I guess you could compare it to that. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking joking? Jesus Christ. Alright, we're going to cut to when I get that thing. Are you fucking kidding me? Thank God it's Dixie. Oh, come on! That didn't count! Finally! Holy shit! It took way too many tries to do. I guess you could say it's the same as like Crockhead Clamber kind of thing, where you like have to get it at the end goal, but still. I never had to replay Crockhead Clamber like 10 times just to get the DK coin. It was a really bad choice on their part. But thankfully we are done. So now we can move along. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stop things here for now. I know it's a little bit early, but some of these parts have gone on for a little longer than I would have preferred, so I don't know. I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. I'm sure you guys don't mind having a shorter part for once. So that was Swoopy Salvo. We are done for now. I'll see you guys in episode 13 when we move on to the final world, and it's pretty much going to be endgame fairly quickly. I'd say we have 3 or 4 episodes left, so till then, I'm Exo, and I'll see you guys next time.